Hello everyone and welcome to the JNS channel. Today we have an episode all about computer coding and programming. We are here to interview Jonathan about computer programming. Jonathan, what is computer programming?
Well, how I like to think of computer programming is the concept of teaching a computer or commanding a computer of what to do.
Interesting. How did you get into computer programming?
Well, when I was in second grade, someone told me about Scratch, and I was starting to get really into it. Then I bought a beginner to Python book. Python was my first computer language, and it really helped me, get the experience of being a really good programmer. Well, I got this book about Python. I remember entering my first line of code. I still remember it very well. And then I started doing Python a lot more. Then I got into HTML, which is the programming of a website. Then I did Python and HTML. Then I did Python and HTML with JavaScript in the HTML. Then I started using Node.js, which is a version of JavaScript, but replacing Python. So now I really like to use Node.js. I think, in my opinion, it's a very good programming language because it has a lot of functions.
So, Jonathan, what do you feel about computer programming?
I feel like it's one of my major hobbies, and I really enjoy it. What I like about it is a lot of things. What I mostly find out that I kind of like, kind of don't like, is the problem solving and the debugging. That is a humongous part of coding.
Do you recommend for people to start with Python at a certain age?
I do, and I think you can be any age because programming is kind of English-based, and at any age you can start programming. It's a really good skill.
So what do you use your programming for?
Well, I like to make websites mostly, and I am currently working on a real-time chat website, which is totally encrypted, called Chatting.
How did this impact you?
Well, programming impacts me, it really unleashes my brain, and it helps me with problem solving.
Mm-hmm. So what do you code on?
Well, the editors that I code on are Replit, Mu Editor, the official idol of Python, and that's it. And I am kind of getting into a new programming language called Java, which is basically about making apps on computers. It's the computer operating system. So I use the Microsoft Notepad text editor because the editor's costs are a little overpriced.
Why is knowing how to code helpful for the world?
Well, I think the knowledge is helpful because, it's really, now these days with all the advanced technology, it's really good to know how to code. And let's say you experience a hacker trying to get into your system. Well, if you know coding, you could probably stop a little bit of it. And in my opinion, it's a really good skill to know. Also knowing how to code and not having AI do it for you is definitely one of them.